Title Boxing Club of Rock Hill is proud to be a sponsor of the Man Listens show. Title Boxing Club Rock Hill offers dynamic boxing and kickboxing classes for all. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TBC Rock Hill.
The Man Listen Show is also brought to you by Conversate With Us Radio. Conversate With Us Radio, your urban radio show podcast. A fun place to look for advice and a different perspective on life, love, relationships, sports, and politics. One conversation at a time. You can find us on Facebook at Conversate With Us Radio and on Instagram at Conversate With Us. Don't forget to capitalize the V in Conversate.
I gotta kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marv B, and you're listening to another episode of the Man Listen Show. Got a great show for you today. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. Arika, what's up with you? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Lav, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? I'm doing well today, man. How about you?
I'm doing good, brother. Appreciate you asking. C, how you doing?
Hey, what's good, peeps?
Doing all right. So, today's episode, we're going to talk about Lav's boy, Eldrick, Tiger Woods. Tiger won the Presidential Medal of Honor. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Honor by President Donald Trump. Tiger, a few weeks ago, won the Masters tournament, and it had been several years from when Tiger had won one of the majors in golf, and a lot of people were talking about his comeback. And there was a lot of back and forth between black people on social media on whether we should be excited about Tiger's comeback or should we just be like, okay, what's next? So we're going to talk about today about the reaction to Tiger getting the Presidential Medal of Honor from President Donald Trump, his comeback, and what does he mean? What does he mean for Black America, if anything at all? So, Lav, what were your thoughts, man, when you saw Tiger made it back to winning one of the majors, and then at the White House getting the Presidential Medal of Honor from Donald Trump? What were your thoughts, bro?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was so happy when he won, man, because everybody was so quick to turn on Tiger, man. And I point blank, that's the reason that me and half the people I play golf with play golf. So regardless, we was always riding for Tiger. So the mainstream may not have been, a lot of other people may not have been, but I was always rooting for him and hoping that he wins another one. Now, when it comes to the Presidential Medal of Honor, you got to understand, Trump is his boy, man. So that's one thing right there. And then two, it's a Presidential Medal of Honor. I mean, or Medal of Freedom, whatever it was. It's easy for me to say I wouldn't accept a Medal of Freedom from the president, Donald Trump, but it is a Presidential Medal of Honor, and I mean it's kind of hard to tell somebody, hey, don't accept that. It's from the president. It's not from Donald Trump per se. It's not going to say a Donald Trump Medal of Honor. It's a Presidential Medal of Honor, and that's history. It was only 4 other golfers have ever got it. The other one was one of the first black golfers on the PGA Tour. So I didn't have a huge problem with it.
Yeah, and good call out. It's not the Medal of Honor. It's the Medal of Freedom. It is the Medal of Freedom. So, Arika, what did you think about? What are your thoughts about Tiger and his return to the championship, his return to the winning the majors, and his relationship with Donald Trump?
I was happy because my dad is a huge Tiger fan, and so I was happy for him that he won again. I mean, he's the closest that we've got to a representative, so I was like, cool. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he could battle back from all the diversity and win. But then when I read that he and Donald Trump are business partners, now to me that's when you overstep the bounds of ethics because now they're working together to build a golf course in Dubai, and you give him an award like the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Like, I take issue with us giving out presidential awards to people for doing absolutely nothing anyway. I'm pretty sure there's someone better in the world to get a medal from the president than someone who plays a game all day.
Well, let's
But
let's
that's
let's
just me.
let's talk about it. Let's talk so we can define it for everybody, so they know why a Medal of Freedom is given out. And this is from Wikipedia. It recognizes those people who have made an especially meritorious contribution to the security or national interests of the United States, world peace, cultural, or other significant public or private endeavors. So I'm not really sure what Tiger did to fall into that definition, other than he bounced back and won a golf tournament, but Donald Trump felt it necessary, so he gave him the award.
If you said something about cultural though, there's without a doubt no athlete has outside of Michael Jordan has had, and I don't even know if Michael Jordan was going to play basketball regardless, but the impact Tigers had worldwide on the sport of golf, which in turn, like Erika said, helps Donald Trump's business because he's in the golfing business. I hate to say it, I've played Donald Trump's course in Florida before, but that was a few years back. Wouldn't do it again. But when you look at it that way, he has made a very significant impact on things.
Yeah, he's made a significant impact in sports, but I'm saying, has he made the most significant impact out of everyone you can think of that could have gotten that award out of the whole nation?
Out of culture, it's not. That's what I'm saying. For him, it's not just sports; it's culture that he's. So it's not you're looking at it as a sports contribution, but you look at the whole culture aspect. It affects so many people outside of sport, people that don't even never picked up a golf club in their life, and we're talking about Tiger Woods.
No, but I'm saying the definition included security and all kind of other stuff.
Right, but I mean, he said it hit the cultural definition. He makes a cultural impact.
But how do you make a cultural impact on creating a new race? That Caucasian?
That's my sister right there. And
that's a good one.
And that's exactly why. That's exactly why. All due respect, Erika and Lab, but that's exactly why I gave no what's about Tiger returning to winning a major.
But you take that one clip. There's also clips of him saying why he wants to win the Masters when he's young, because the way black people were treated there, and it feel good for him to win it.
Okay,
so, I mean, you take one sound bite.
But he
we
said,
can do that.
But wait, hold on, wait a minute. That one clip he said when he was a young man, right? He said he was like what do you say, 12, 13 or whatever?
He was in his teenage years. Yeah,
he was 12 or 13. Well, he was a grown man when he went on Oprah, and he invented.
because the cultural impact he had. He doesn't want to mess up that.
He invented
the same thing.
He invented a whole nother race. He invented a whole nother race to get away from being down with you darkies. And
the dude's name is Eldrick, dog.
But here's my thing, though, and this is personal. This is Mar B. This is personal. We need all hands on deck. Y'all know that's what I say. We need all hands on deck, and I don't care if it's black and what's Tiger's mother, Filipino or something like something.
Yeah, something like that.
Black and Filipino,
Asian.
Black and white, black and Hispanic, black gay, black transgender. We need all hands on deck, and what we need, and this is Marv B, we need everybody advancing the cause of black people. What I don't really do is fence setters. I don't do fence sitters. And I'm not trying to say that people of mixed heritage need to deny where, their parent who's not black came from. But, hey man, listen, if you want to be down for the cause, you can't reap all the benefits of being a black person, but then refuse to eat the failure. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to the cookout. You can't come to the cookout and eat all what y'all eat. Y'all eat sweet potato pie. Eat all the sweet potato pie and the potato salad and the fried chicken. But then when the cops come, I'm cobbling Asian. And speaking of cops coming, when Tiger got pulled,
pasta salad.
Yeah, right. You eating pasta salad and coleslaw. You know what I'm saying?
And pumpkin pie.
See.
No.
Why you had to go there? Why you had to go there?
My that with his other friends.
but Tiger got reminded real quick that he was black when the police pulled him over. Remember when he had the little thing when he was struggling with and I'm not making light of his struggle with the prescription medicine, but when they showed the mugshot, what they put down for race, it wasn't combination. See, what was it?
Yeah, it was
black. It was black.
It was black.
So my point being,
Tiger's been playing this game longer than and at a higher level than anybody though when it comes to that, because the whole sport that he's been dealing with, he's had to deal with it so long. So I think you're selling him short by, I think there is a mental aspect of it that he uses to fuel him. He may not say it publicly, but I would venture to say there's a part of him that is like, I'm going to stick it to them. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind because of the way he was treated on golf courses, at country clubs, and things like that when he was a child. There's no doubt in my mind that factors into it. No doubt.
But then what changed
next
though?
to me on the front lines. You can't look at me getting shot in the war and then be like, but I'm really supporting you and rooting for you over here. I don't need you to root for me on the sidelines. I need you to be standing next to me.
That's a fact.
Again, you guys are looking at it different than him. He's saying, if I do this, I'm going to have to take that. I'm going to take all this. You know how many shots he took? You talk about in the war. You know how many shots he took on the golf course that you didn't have to take or that other cats didn't have to take so your dad could go out and golf, so I could go out and golf without getting, called outside of my name and things like that. So why it might not be significant to you or to other people because it is, quote unquote, just a sport, it's a very huge cultural impact that he's made. Huge.
I don't know about that, but I'm not a golf fan. You are. But I think that there might have been golfers
you do know,
prior to Tiger.
Tiger Woods it is huge cultural impact.
No, so I think there were people prior to Tiger who paved the way for you. You're close to the same age as him. I think there's people prior to him that paved the way for him and you to go out here on these golf courses. But at the same time, he distanced himself from black people to make it easier on him. So it's beneficial for him to say that he's biracial and make up that Caucasian, or I don't even know how to say it. He did all that to make it easier on him.
Cobblination.
So I don't.
Cobblination.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem with people. You define you define yourself however you want to. But when Marvin's talking about the fence riders, Tiger identifies a certain way to make it easier on him. He doesn't identify as black to make it easier on you and I or whoever else is going to start golfing next year.
We all identify a certain way to make it easier on ourselves. You're not going to identify with the thing that's the most thing that people hate the most.
False.
You're not going to identify with that. You're not.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's not true. Because we don't have the option. We don't have the option. What are you talking about? We had an option. I don't have the option to choose to say I'm not black.
I'm not talking about again. You
talk about some of Atlanta, the
You're
Atlanta show. Nah, bro. When the Atlanta show, dude was like, I'm white. He's clearly he was black. You know what I'm saying? Nah,
what show?
On Atlanta.
I'm not talking about strictly in a race aspect. I mean, just there's so many different ways that you can identify. You guys are strictly looking at it as a race aspect, and I think again that's where you're looking at it wrong when it comes to Tiger's impact. You're just looking at it strictly on what the black community. Okay, he may not have done everything you would have done.
Who do you think is Tiger's biggest fan base? What do you think? Who do you think makes up Tiger's biggest portion of his fan base?
In the people that I know, of course, because I know black people. But when you look at the golf course, when you look at the numbers, for people to tune in when Tiger's in contention. It's everybody.
What drew you to play golf? Was it Tiger Woods?
It was 100% Tiger Woods.
And was it because Tiger Woods was Cablinasian or because you thought he was black?
Because he was Cablinasian.
Oh, really?
Because he's Cablinasian.
Stop it.
Cut it out. Cut it out, laugh.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
Why? I'm Cablinasian too.
I'm sorry. What now?
I'm Cablinasian too.
Lab went to St. Louis and got him some Chinese food. Now he Cablinasian. You know what I'm saying?
Got some China man.
Yeah. So
I want to know if that's what you really writing down. You writing down the other and Cablinasian on applications.
He is.
I plead the fifth.
Stealing scholarships in that minority ownership and business.
Right. He's 5% Native American and Asian.
Of course I was drunk because Eldrick Woods. Yeah, he's a black man. Yeah, that's why I like golf. Yes.
But but my thing is this though. With that being said, I think that black people are very forgiving selectively of certain people, and we ride for our own. And for me,
Joe Biden,
and for me, for him to come out like he was, like the Cablinasian, like he said it, like when I was a kid, I came up with the term Cablinasian, right? And I know a lot of people who are Tiger Woods fan, and they're like, he just said that as a kid, but he was asked that question as a grown man. Like Oprah asked him, are you African American? Are you black? How do you refer yourself? And he was like, he answered with, when I was a kid, I came up as Cablinasian. And if that's not, fence riding to the nth degree, I don't know what is. And to me, I had a problem with that. And I've always had an issue with that. Now, does that make me dislike Tiger as a person? No. I mean, he's got every right to do what he wants to do. If he wants to go out and marry somebody's nanny and give up half of his money and do the things that he's done, whatever. If he wants to golf with Donald Trump and say Donald is his buddy, whatever. But I find it awful suspicious that Chrisette Michele does a gig singing at the inauguration and black people write her off, but Tiger Woods makes it back to winning the Masters and everybody's rah rah sis boom bah. What's up with that?
Dude, that's a good point.
She never had Tiger Woods status.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they have two different fan bases though. The people that wrote Chriselle Michele off aren't the same people that are, and I think so. Like you asked Lab, like what a lot of Tigers fans look like, and I think a lot of them are actually, white. Like I was at a basketball tournament a few weeks ago. I guess whenever he won, and so they had big TVs all over the gym. And there was like, they had actually turned the TVs to Tiger, and like the whole crowd that was over there pretty much was white. And then all the brothers and their kids and, black women and black families are all surrounded around the gym watching the basketball games, waiting for, the next game to come up. So I don't think they had the same fan base.
I get that. I get that 100%. But what I'm saying though is our demographic, our audience, there was a significant portion of black men, some black women who were excited about Tiger returning back to, winning the Masters. And I brought up the question to Lab, what drew you to golf? Was it Tiger? Was it because Tiger was black? That was the point I'm making. If you are a golf fan, like those people that you're talking about, see, in my personal opinion, they are golf fans. And they appreciate Tiger for his excellence in golf. I think the majority of us, and Lab even said it, we were drew to it because Tiger looked like us. He represented us.
And his name was Eldrick.
Yeah, man, we didn't know his name was Eldrick till years later. But
until today.
But what makes you more black than your name being Eldrick? Your dad's name is Earl. Your dad's name is Earl. And Earl ain't a black name. Earl Woods. Yeah. But my point being though is we're talking about, this is a black show. This is a black show and we're talking about black people. And those same black people, because Chrisette Michele got raked over the coals. Yeah, she's not on Tiger's level. She's not. But how come we're giving people like Kanye and Tiger so much grace, but we're not extending it to everybody else? So I want to be fair about it all. You playing golf, you doing business with Trump. Listen, I can't fool with you.
I think you answered your own question, though. It's every walk of life. The people that are elite and do what they do, we allow them a little more leeway with everything they do. I mean, that's just how life is. I mean, it's your job. If you're the top performer, you're gonna get away with a little more than somebody who's barely scraping by. That's just facts. That's just how life is.
I think that's bull because Chrisette Michele needed that check. Tiger don't need to do business with Donald Trump, so it's worse that we would drag her over the
But that's
coals and
how it
then
is.
take away her sales and stuff when he don't need the money from nobody. She do probably.
And I understand that aspect of it. I'm just telling you how life works, and we all know it. We all seen it. We all might have benefited or been harmed by that before, but that's just how it is.
I think
Yeah,
I think she's
is,
an easy
because I
target.
think had that been like Beyonce or Mary J. Blige, I don't think people would have wrote her off as quickly as they did Chris.
I do.
At all.
I do.
At all.
I do. Because y'all missing the key element. And the key element is gender. I do. I absolutely do. I think the beehive, I think
Man, Beyonce.
it's big,
Beyonce
a bigger
did that,
fan,
man.
a bigger fan
Boy,
as I
please.
am of Mary J. Blige. If she would have did something with Trump, she did the inauguration, folks would have just been like, nah, we done with MJB. Cancel mute MJB. Absolutely they would.
You wouldn't have though.
Hell no, I
You
wouldn't.
would not have.
Hell no, I wouldn't have. Because don't nobody talk bad about MJB. You know that. Mary J. Blige can't do no wrong with me.
I
don't
I
know.
like Mary too. I like Mary too.
Hey, I didn't see Mary live 4
I
times.
disagree.
I don't know, but my thing is, so I saw a meme that said, y'all love Beyonce so much. What if she decided she was homophobic? Then somebody was like, we just gonna cancel being gay. I was like, what? I was like, y'all really love Beyonce. Yeah, I don't feel it, but
I do. I really like B.
But you said you don't like her?
No, I said I really do.
I could care less.
Well, you know what, Erika, I'm kind of indifferent to Beyonce as well. Not because I dislike her for any specific reason. I'm just not a real big pop music person, and I feel like she does a lot of pop music. She definitely can sing. She's definitely a very beautiful woman. But over the weekend, I watched that Homecoming, that Netflix video that she put out, video she put out about her performance at Coachella.
How many?
Beyonce.
How many times?
Man, shoot. It took me like 2 or 3 times, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I said,
me too. Yeah, I haven't finished it yet.
Because like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of her music, so a lot of times I was watching it and it ended up watching me because I fell asleep. But the point I'm making is, her and Jay, they are really pushing the culture forward in terms of, I mean, it may sound simple to some people, but she sang the Black National Anthem at Coachella. She highlighted how she grew up in Houston and the Battle of the Bands, HBCUs, really highlighting, bringing attention to portions of our culture that, unabashedly, unapologetically, she's talking about blackity black stuff. And her and Jay are putting their money behind black issues. I mean, they have made it clear and apparent where they stand. Opposite of Lab's boy,
but let me. But Jay is my other boy, and if you ask people in New York what helped facilitate the gentrification of Brooklyn, it was when they got Jay-Z to be the front man for the Nets and to displace all these people and built this new complex there. So people have never said nothing about him because he's Jay-Z.
Did he know that was gonna happen though?
That's a difference.
I don't know.
Difference. No,
it's not.
I mean, but you
got to be able to. If you're a developer or a business developer.
No. What I'm saying is this. So it's like it's like we made a show about Kaepernick, right? We made a show. We
Uh-huh.
talked about Kaepernick settling with the NFL and how he took a picture with all white attorneys, and we talked about how that was an opportunity that was missed, right? Um, Jay
And
made
Jay on
wait, 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 wait,
0.2%,
wait,
he
wait,
was
wait.
in the forefront of them.
Let me finish. So yeah, Jay, yeah, it was more of a marketing scheme. Yeah, he wasn't really an owner. He was brought on to like help market the team. They do that a lot. I mean, like Serena owned like a portion of the Dolphins. Usher owned like what did Usher own? Like part of the Hawks. Really, is that I'm gonna
Cavs, he
yeah
still
the
does. It's the
Cavs. It's like
Cavs.
I'm gonna give you a portion. I'm gonna say you a portion. You're an owner of this team, but really, it's more of like a marketing deal. But my point being, I don't think if Jay knew the ramifications of gentrifying his old neighborhood, he may not have thought about it the same. He may not have did it the same. Tiger knows full well what Donald Trump is about. There's no secrets to it. Everybody knows what Trump is about, and he's still doing business with him. So how do you equate the two?
Easily, because everybody knows when you're coming in to build a brand new arena in Brooklyn, you're not going to keep the same people that live there. He knows that. Jay's not a dumb guy. He knows that.
So what you're saying is Jay intentionally gentrified his neighborhood.
I'm not going to say intentionally, but it was for him. It was an opportunity for him himself. And so a lot of times we looking at people saying, "Oh, they should have did this to look out for all black people or whatever." But you personally, I personally, you don't do that every day.
I can't say that's
Every
intentional.
every decision that you make, every intentional decision you make is not for the betterment of all black people.
But it's also not to their detriment either. So
Right.
sometimes we make decisions that are.
Some of them are directly, whether it's financial decisions we make,
I think that you
things like that
I
directly.
think comparing Jay Z's mistake, if we can call it that, we can make his strategic error in helping to gentrify his neighborhood to Tiger Woods intentionally doing business with Donald Trump is a major false equivalency.
I don't. He's done business with Donald Trump for years. Many black people have. Many black. It's not just
Who
Tiger
else?
Woods.
Who
Many
else?
black people have.
Who
You
else?
listen to that '90s rap, the golden era, in count times Trump's name appears in those raps.
They
That
talked.
was
Just
only
count it
because
up.
of
Wait,
his
No, no.
financial status.
wait. They talked about him. They took pictures with him. How many did business with him?
No, but that was only because of his financial status. It was
Right.
like saying I'm on that level. It
But
wasn't
Perform
saying
at his
that.
casinos.
And not only that,
I'm sure.
but
Stayed at his casinos.
how much of that stuff happened before he became president and we knew who he really was and what he was really capable of. I don't want to hear about like the 80s people talking about some I was at the Trump Towers. I wanted to talk
No,
about
I'm talking. I
Tiger
know, but
really doing $1 billion deal in Dubai with Trump, knowing that everything that you do is contributing to this
but
person.
we knew this about Trump in the '70s. We knew who he was in the '80s.
I didn't.
some
We
of
just
us,
didn't want to know.
no,
I'm just saying.
some of
People
us,
in New York knew.
Some of
We
us
just
did,
didn't want to
some
know.
of us didn't. So,
Yeah, I don't think people knew at this level. Like we didn't have social media. I personally knew about like the situation with the Central Park
Central Park
fellas who
Five,
were Fox
Central Park
News,
New
Five.
But I
documentary out on
didn't.
that
but
I
too.
that
didn't.
was only because of my uncle. My uncle's really big in the civil rights, so he would actually tell us about things like that. It wasn't anything I learned in school. Now that you have like the news and social media, and you have the internet at the palm of your hand, we know a lot more things. I don't believe that those rappers who were throwing out Trump's name, taking pictures with him, using his like financial status as a way to get attention, really knew what he was about.
No, and I definitely think it's very easy to pot shot mistakes that people may have made unintentionally in the past and use that to validate
But they
what you're,
aren't. But they're
and to
intentional.
use no,
It's not
no, it's
validating. A
not,
lot of
no, it's not.
moves are
You're
intentional.
using it to validate what Tiger is intentionally doing now, and it's for me that dog don't hunt at all.
I'm not. Again, I'm not validating anything. What I'm saying is, like we mentioned, certain people get drugged through the coals for certain things, and other people don't. And it's personal opinion. How you feel about somebody, it really doesn't matter. I can feel one way about these rappers or these NFL or NBA teams and black front offices, black owners, i.e. Michael Jordan, who had his team stand in the Trump Towers and stuff when they would go to New York, the Trump, things like that. I mean, so again, that's intentional business that they do. That's nothing that they are doing inadvertently or with eyes wide shut.
So let me ask you this. So since Donald Trump won the presidential office, people are fully aware of everything that he has done that has been negative towards black people. Some of us weren't aware of him taking out the full page ad against the Central Park Five. I mean, Erika said that she wasn't. I was. Roland Martin brought it to my attention on his social media feed. Some of us weren't aware of his stance on race on a lot of things, and now that we don't ride with him. Case in point, and I'll put myself out there. There was no bigger fan of Joe Biden than your boy Marv B. I was riding with Joe Biden. I was happy when Obama picked him to be his VP because I liked his style. I liked how he operated in debates. I loved how he was confrontational, but he still remained intelligent, and he challenged the other side, and he beat them intellectually, and he was just on his toes all the time. I wasn't really aware of how big a part he played in tearing down Anita Hill during the Clarence Thomas Supreme Court hearings. I wasn't really aware of the part he played in the crime bill that put so many black men behind bars. I wasn't really aware until recently about his stance against busing to get black children to better schools so they could get a better education. Joe Biden was on the wrong side of that. He was on the wrong side of a lot of things for black people. And while I was his biggest fan back in the day, I don't ride with him now because I'm aware. So how do we excuse Tiger? He's fully aware of what Donald Trump is about and what he does. But we still want to give him a pass to do business with him?
When you know better, you do better.
That's true. That's true. But I would, if somebody that you don't necessarily agree with politically or that said, hey, I'm going to finance your business, it's easy to say right now that you're not going to do it. It's very easy to take this stance when you're not in that situation. Very easy. And you can take a stance when it doesn't affect you. But when it comes down to money, you say, oh, he doesn't really need the money. I've never heard anybody say I don't need the money. So when it comes down to money, I think you would think twice. You ultimately, you might not make the decision to do it. You might not do business.
You think Tiger's that desperate?
But I guarantee you're not just going to automatically be nope.
You think Tiger's that desperate? You don't think? You think Tiger's
again? It has nothing to do with desperate.
What is it? What is it that would make you not have the integrity to say maybe it's because he's combination and he doesn't really feel he's black.
No, it's money.
Because Trump has anything against the combinations.
You would compromise your morals too.
No, I wouldn't. All money ain't good money.
There's a figure. I understand. It's easy to say that when it's not funny.
You're right, but I ain't Tiger Woods.
Plenty though. If I had Tiger's net worth, I mean, I say that a lot more than what I'm saying it now.
Right. That's another false premise.
It's easy to say if I had this money, I do. You don't have the money, so you can't say that. So you're not in that situation. It's easy to say. That's like saying, man, if Tyra Banks, I wouldn't even mess with Tyra Banks, man. I wouldn't even mess with her. You know why? Because she's never gonna mess with me.
No.
That's not the same.
No, it's not.
It is. If you're not in a situation, it's easy. Again, that's a
Mr. Fantastic stretch that you're making right now.
No, it's not. I'm just throwing it to different aspects of life. You can say what you will and won't do because you're never going to be in that situation. But when you are in that situation, I don't know how I will respond. I would like to think I would like to think I know how I will respond, but I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't think you do either.
I would rather be homeless and hungry than take money from Donald Trump for my business to do anything.
Again, that sounds good. It sounds
It
good.
doesn't sound good because, hey, I get out here every day and pound my feet to the pavement. I
Right,
don't have all
but
these
if you
jobs for no reason. I have all these
but if
jobs
it
so I
came
can
down
tell
to
people to
it though,
kiss.
literally, if it came down to you literally being homeless or you taking funding from him,
See, well, for one, I will never be in that position because that's why
my
I have
point
so many
exactly.
jobs. But for
My point
two,
exactly.
well, I'm saying I would never be between
Out
being
here like
homeless
a
and taking
Jamaican.
money from him. But that's why I have so many jobs, and so I can tell people to kiss my ass if need be.
Hmm.
That's why I live my life the way I do because my mouth
Good
is
catch. Good catch.
untrustworthy. So I don't know at any moment any one of these little opportunities could just disappear. But I'm not taking money from anybody. That's like me saying I would take money from certain cases. I won't take child molesters, rapists, murderers. You can't give me any money to get you off. I don't want to hear your side of the story. I'm not going to help you. I'm going to throw you under the jail. I don't want your money. Same thing with Trump. Trump is literally putting children in these ICE concentration camps where they're being molested and murdered and separated from their families. He can't give me 10 cents, period.
All I'm gonna say is that if we literally, if you made every financial decision based upon the person who ultimately pulls the strings, where the money's coming from, if you looked into their background, I think you'd be surprised at things that people do that have harmed people in your community and our community.
I'm not saying I'm omniscient or I'm gonna do a background check on every single person, but when
But
there's
why?
a
But that's
person
what I'm saying.
with a
If you hold
blaring,
yourself, but
no,
if you
I'm,
hold yourself
Hold on. Hold on. Let her
to a
finish.
certain thing,
Let her finish. Let her
okay, you're
finish.
right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're
but
right. I'm sorry.
that's like saying you're gonna do an investigation on every single person that you do business with, or you're gonna trace your paycheck up to the president to make sure that they're not doing anything wrong. What we're saying is me and you standing in a room. If I don't value what you value and I don't want to be associated with you and your values, then I'm not going to take your money. I'm not asking people to do a paper trail, investigation into everybody. I'm saying I'm not going to go seek out friendship and business opportunities with people that I don't respect and people that don't respect me and people that look like me. I'm just not going to do it.
And I think it's like I said. You would hope in a perfect world, we all could do the due diligence that we need to make sure that we're not doing business with somebody who has a sketchy past or has done something negative towards your community, or have the foresight to say, okay, now if I do this, what type of people will I be hurting? Will it be people that look like me? We all would like to be perfect in all the business that we do. But what I'm saying, and just to just bring this back home to the original thought, to the original topic, I'm not riding with Tiger because, case in point, I don't think he really rides with us. And yes, Tiger has his foundation. And when I went to his foundation, there was a lot of young children that look like us, black, Asian, some white. There's a lot of children that he's helping with his foundation. But I'm sure that Trump, his foundations probably give money to some black people too. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that Tiger Woods is deserving of my support and my adulation as a black person. Mainly because I really don't think he associates himself with us, and because of the business that he's doing, the relationship he has with the current president. I don't think that, if we're being fair, he deserves any type of support, anything from the black community. So I think everybody got kind of passionate about this, obviously on both sides. Final take on Tiger Woods. Lab, go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is congrats to Tiger, man. He's the reason why the golf courses were packed and the reason that the ratings are up. Congrats. Take your Presidential Medal of Honor and put it on your mantle somewhere. So it's an accomplishment regardless of who gave it to you.
See,
I'm not really mad at Tiger Woods, or it's not that I don't like him. I just really don't really care about him. I guess it doesn't matter to me if he wins another Masters or another white girl bounces a golf club off his head. It doesn't make any difference. Tiger's Tiger, I guess.
C coming with them quiet darts, ain't she? She coming with
Eddie,
them
right.
quiet ones. Yeah, she caught him a cucablation.
That was funny. Ain't gonna lie. That was funny.
Arika, go ahead.
I'm not taking anything away from Tiger earning this Medal of Freedom. Like I said, I don't know why any of these medals are given out. Like I don't like we had to look at the Wikipedia definition of why they're given out. So I don't know what the criteria is. I'm not taking anything away from whether or not he earned it or not. Congratulations to him on his medal. All I'm saying is you can accept the medal without doing business with a person that has known shady dealings and known bad intentions for the communities you claim to be even slightly associated with. And if it doesn't bother you, then I have to question your ethics and your characters and your values. So, I mean, final take on Tiger. I'm not gonna take him or leave him. I'm just gonna not carry the way like like C.
Yeah.
So he can still come to the cookout then. Good.
Absolutely not. Not if I'm on the door.
Not if C's on the door. Not if C's on the door. Hey, so my final take is, I'm indifferent towards Tiger. I challenge people about their support and cheering him on, but I do recognize the impact that he's had with black people and inspiring black men, black women to get on the golf course. And there is some positive that can be gleaned from that in terms of, being introduced to a new sport, a sport that leads to so many other avenues. I've conducted business on the golf course, and I'm nowhere near on the Tiger Woods level, but I do take my hat off to him for inspiring black Americans to pick up the game of golf. But I am very disappointed in his actions, especially the actions that Arika highlighted with him doing business with Donald Trump. So I'm going to remain very indifferent towards Tiger going forward in the future. And I hope that he becomes a little bit more outspoken towards something. He takes a stance that really has a more of a overt impact with the black community. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and leave Tiger alone. Make sure y'all listen to the Man Listen Show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and YouTube. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Man Listen Show. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about the show. Give us some feedback. And until then, we'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
We, the black delegation, would like to trade Tiger Woods.
Hey, what people
Laugh.
What people
Trey laugh too.
Yeah, laugh too. hey, laugh gonna be in the corner. Tiger Woo, like people Hernandez.